Willpower isn't enough. Why you keep failing to quit porn and what actually works. For a minute, imagine you waking up in the morning and for once, you feel whole. You're not reaching for your phone out of panic, guilt, or curiosity. You're not remembering what you did last night with that video and all those tabs. There's no sick pit in your stomach. No shame or waves of shame crashing down on your chest. Instead, you feel calm, clear, and grounded. You look your wife in the eye and you smile. Not because you're pretending, but because you are actually proud of yourself. Your kids hug you and you don't feel like a fraud. You start your day in control, not performing for the world, not hiding behind your achievements, but fully present, fully alive, and fully you. No lies, no secrets, no compulsive escape. You walk through the world as a man who doesn't need to escape into pixels to feel power. You are power. And this isn't a fantasy, brother. This is the life that becomes possible when you stop trying to fight pornography with willpower and finally face it with the right tools. So you didn't wake up one day and say, you know what would make my life better? Hours wasted in private edging to faceless bodies and feeling like crap after that. You didn't set out to become the guy who hides his screen when somebody walks in, or the guy who avoids intimacy because his brain is fried and his confidence is gone, or the man who can close million-dollar deals, but he can't look his wife in the eye without guilt. But somehow, that's where you found yourself. And I know it feels impossible to get out. You try harder and you make new promises. Perhaps you even swear that it's the last time, but you always end up back where you started. It's because no matter how hard you try, willpower is not designed to save you from this. You are not broken, and you don't need to be stronger. You need a real process that addresses the emotional and neurological roots of your behavior. Because pornography addiction, it isn't about lust. It's about coping. It's what you use when you feel anxious and you don't know how to self-regulate. It's what you use when you feel shame that you never learned how to process. It's what you use when you feel rejection that you can't face, or when you feel disconnected and you don't know how to reach out to connect. Every time you open that tab, you're not chasing pleasure, you're actually running from pain. And no amount of trying harder will fix that. But there's a way out, a proven one. And it doesn't involve filters, church groups, or another YouTube video telling you to just stop. So I'll tell you what works. The first thing that works is structured coaching. So you need someone who's walked this path and knows exactly where you're stuck. Someone who can call out all your blind spots, challenge your shame, and guide you through proven, tested systems that rewire your behavior and thinking from the ground up. You need coaching that confronts the real issues, not just surface behavior. The second thing you need is daily accountability. So you need brotherhood, a tribe of men who don't let you hide or coddle you when you give excuses. Men who hold you to a higher standard because they're walking on that standard too. You need accountability that is honest, masculine, and brutally compassionate. The third thing is what we call identity rewiring. So you don't rise to your goals, you actually fall to the level of your self-image. So we help you rebuild your identity as a man who doesn't need pornography to manage stress, boredom, loneliness, or fear. A man who acts with intention and lives in alignment with who he truly is. So you need a system that helps you rewire your brain and identity so that pornography no longer has a place in your life. The fourth thing you need is emotional resilience. The reason you keep relapsing isn't lust, it's emotional discomfort. You never learned how to sit with pain without escaping it. So you'll learn how to process emotion, build nervous system strength, and actually feel emotions without crumbling. We'll help you rewire your emotions so that you stop running and finally learn how to feel without collapsing. The fifth is belief engineering. You don't change by gritting your teeth and pushing through it. You change when you believe that change is actually possible. And that belief isn't magic. It's actually built through repeated exposure to truth, evidence, wins, and aligned action. So we teach you how to create that belief daily on demand. So when these things come together, pornography becomes irrelevant in your life. And that is what separates the man who reboots successfully from the man who keeps spinning in circles for years. This is why willpower is useless when it comes to ending pornography, because none of this is about trying harder. It's about transformation and becoming someone different. So when you stop relying on willpower and you start following a structured reboot system like ours, which is built on identity, accountability, and emotional rewiring, the results will be undeniable. So we've had men actually go from barely managing a few days off pornography to stacking weeks and months of freedom with clarity and confidence. Men who once hid their shame from their wives are now rebuilding trust and intimacy, not just physically, but emotionally. They're present. They're available. They are proud of who they are again. Men who lived with constant anxiety, always afraid that they'd be exposed or lose control, now walk into rooms with calm authority because there are no secrets weighing them down anymore. They're dating without shame. They're leading their families without guilt. They're showing up to their work, their relationship, and their lives as whole men. Pornography no longer runs the show. It's no longer the crutch they lean on after failure and rejection or stress. They don't wake up dreading the day. They wake up with power because they know they've rebuilt their identity from the inside out. And they didn't get there with more willpower. They got there with the right process. And so can you. They all said the same thing. I didn't need more willpower. What I truly needed was help. They didn't get free because they were superhuman or because they had some sort of unnatural level of self-discipline, intention, or drive. They got free because they stopped trying to fight a war with a toothpick. They joined a brotherhood, they got a coach, and they followed a system that actually works. Now back to you. You've been trying to quit pornography for years. I'm sure you've read the books, you've watched the videos, you've downloaded the porn-free apps, you've prayed, you've fasted, you've journaled, you've confessed, you've installed porn blockers. But let's face it, deep down, you're scared. You're scared that this is just who you are now. You're scared that you'll always carry this shame. You're scared that no matter how successful you look on the outside, you'll never feel powerful on the inside. And I am here to tell you that that fear is a lie. You were never meant to do this alone. And you don't have to. Shame is the only thing that kept you from asking for help. So schedule a free clarity call today with one person on my team. Everyone on our team has struggled with this behavior and successfully overcome it. And on the call, we'll help you identify exactly why you're stuck. We'll show you how to build your belief, not just willpower, but belief that fuels real change. And then we'll map out a step-to-step blueprint plan to help you finally quit pornography for good, without shame, without filters, without white-knuckling it. So if you've been trying to use willpower to quit pornography, that's exactly why it hasn't worked. So you don't need to be stronger. You don't need to suffer more. You don't need to hate yourself into change. You just need to stop doing this alone. So click on the link below to book your free call. There is no cost. There is no pitch. You deserve to feel proud of the man that you are. Let's make this happen. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle, and I'll see you on the other side.